tutorial is a creepy take on not necessarily a classic, but what I'd say is a very popular Halloween costume, the fairy. Only of course, here on Glam&Gore, we can't just do a glam fairy for Halloween. Oh no. She needs a little touch of something disturbing. Something eye-catching. As with all of my Halloween tutorials this year, my aim is to make creepy versions of common or classic Halloween looks, but all in a way that is accessible and simple enough for all skill levels to use. So whether this is your first time on this channel and you're just looking for this year's Halloween costume, or you're a longtime SFX loving zombie who's looking to tackle something new, you've got this. If you're looking to get the full look, let me first quickly tell you how I made some of the fairy accessories, her headdress and her ears. For the headdress, I started off by gently prepping a mannequin's head. Wouldn't want to hurt it by dripping any hot glue on it, you know? I marked a rough hairline out with a pen so that I know about where to frame things. Then I'm using this wooden hoop as my base. I found it at Michael's and it's actually an embroidery hoop, but it just fit the crown of my head really well and it was sturdy, so today, it's a headdress base. I also bought 3 different kinds of fake floral to fill the headdress with, and you can make your headdress however you want with whatever you want, so I'll just be speaking generally to how I make mine, but to start piecing any part together, I begin by cutting up those florals, getting rid of their stem unless I decide to use the stem to anchor heavier pieces. Usually if I'm using all lightweight faux florals, I only use a hot glue gun for attaching things to my base, but these silver sparkly guys were really heavy, so I went straight for duct tape and I left a bit of their stem to anchor the first few to my hoop base. When making any headdress, I like to work symmetrically, back and forth, since if you spend too much time on one side, you'll find it's easy to end up lopsided. You're looking at the back here, but you want to work from the bottom up generally. So after having my lowest layer taped on, I wanted to add some volume up top. I used the same silver florals and used their heavy wire stems to my advantage by bending them inside around the hoop, taping them down, and then bending them up in the very front center on each side. I got these black leafy florals to fill in any empty pockets in the front of the headdress, so again, I cut them up or pulled them apart at their base, and since they are really lightweight, I just glued them on wherever it needed some coverage. Lastly, to integrate it into my face a bit more, I cut up some pieces from a black twiggy floral and glued it to the front, hanging down from the base in a sort of widow's peak shape and along the sides of the face. And that's what the headdress looked like from the front, sides, and back without big hair underneath. For the ears, there's lots of pre-made pointy ears you can buy in Halloween shops, but if you want an easy way to make your own that looks half decent, listen up. Start by holding a piece of clear cling wrap, aka saran wrap, to your ear. Use a Sharpie to outline the top of your ear onto the cling wrap. That's the shape you're looking at here. It's a quick way to measure the shape and size you need to make a prosthetic if you don't have a life cast to work on. The little lines are how far down I'd like my ears to go. Put some kind of clear work surface over top your ear outline because we're going to be working with sticky stuff. Coat that clear-ish work surface with petroleum jelly to help diminish the stickiness later. That sticky stuff we'll be using is liquid latex, but first I'm using a small piece of lightweight craft wire to create the general frame for my ear. Then lay ripped up pieces of cotton ball down along your frame and cover it in liquid latex. Repeat this process until you have enough latex covered cotton to mold and sculpt the ear shape that you want. If you want to see more details on a similar cotton and latex sculpt, check out my last tutorial on the creepy clown. Otherwise, when your ears are shaped and dry, the only thing left to do is to use more of that craft wire to attach this sort of S-shaped frame that will snugly fit around your ear. I taped it just to get the right angle at first, but once I knew it fit securely, I covered that up with more cotton and latex. And that's all you need to know for now. Okay, application time. Yes, I already have some makeup on from earlier in the day. No, it don't matter. I'm starting by adding a lighter base to the center of my face for the eventual teal pigments I'll be using to grab onto. This is just white water-activated paints I'm dabbing on with a beauty blender, but you can use grease paints, green paints, whatever you find from a Halloween store, or beauty makeup that you already have that's white. I'm doing this on my ears as well, and since I know I'll be wearing a shirt that shows my chest, I'm doing everything I do to my face, down my neck and chest too. Next, I'm taking a metallic blue water-activated paint and lightly covering any outer edge I didn't paint white. This is the beginning of starting to contour our face. I'm adding a metallic green on top of that to make the color a bit more teal. Then, using a black water-activated paint and the same beauty blender method, I'm adding that to the outermost edges of my face, neck, and chest. I pull it in towards the center of the face a bit more for the cheekbones, but otherwise don't bring it in too far. And most importantly, blend it out well until there's no harsh edge. Then, taking this Krylon pigment in the color Emerald on a duo fiber or any fluffy brush, I'm sweeping that all over the black to teal to white transition, keeping the application lightest in the center of the face. This helps to blend out the watercolors, and it also starts to give us that shiny, fantastical fairy look. I'm repeating the same with Inglot's 117 pigment because it is extra dimensional in the light and it gives the skin that perfect kick for this look. Last for our colors, I'm taking Anastasia Beverly Hills Crushed Pearl Highlighter and placing that in all the highlight areas. The top of the cheekbones, down the nose, the cupid's bow, the chin, a little on the forehead, the center of the neck, and the collarbones. And kind of like the cleavagey area. That's enough glam though, on to the gore. I'm using liquid latex, same stuff we use to make our ears, but if you're allergic to latex, gelatin or 3rd degree/silicone would be a good replacement for this. What we're doing here is very similar to my ripped zombie mouth tutorial and the caged gelatin eyes I did in my scarecrow tutorial. So if you want to do the zombie mouth thing, but to your eyes, but you don't want to wear itchy burlap all night, this is the perfect medium. Prepare by pouring out a small amount of liquid latex to work with and ripping up some cotton balls. Paint and set your eyelids and under your lower waterline with black, or essentially cover any area you anticipate to be under your ripped caged eyes. We want this part dark so that when your eyes are closed, it has the effect that there's just nothing back there. If you want to go ham with this effect, put in black sclera contact so that even when your eyes are open, it still looks this way. To build the caged eyes, it's just like the zombie mouth if you've recreated that. You just lay down a bit of latex, put down some cotton, cover that cotton in more latex, and gently pull it down and apart to create small, stringy pieces. You may need to hold the top of the cotton down to pull it apart. Do the opposite when creating the lower eye. Pull up and don't cover it too much in latex so that it'll still stick straight up. That's the gist of what you're doing, but there's a couple important things to note here. Find a liquid latex that doesn't have a strong ammonia smell if you can. If you're a zombie, you know I've been saying this a lot, but I can't stress it enough, a latex without that strong smell is so much easier to work with, especially in looks like this where it's so close to your eyes. Strong ammonia latexes will make your eyes water here, but a good latex like the one I'm using doesn't irritate my eyes or nose at all. How to know if your latex has a strong ammonia in it? You'll be able to smell it right away. If you take a whiff of it in the store and it makes you cower away and want to cry in a corner, it's got strong ammonia. Second most important thing. This should be obvious, but it bears repeating. Be very careful working around your eyes. Don't glob latex onto your sponge and let it drip everywhere. Use less than you think you need and add more in small amounts so that you never run the risk of getting it in your eyes. Keep your head tilted forward to be extra safe. Last important thing to note is to use your finger or a palette knife or the end of a brush, whatever, to smooth the edge of your cotton as best as you can as you go. This is obviously not the easiest subtlety to achieve if you're doing the look on yourself, as the further along you go, the more you impede your vision, but try your best. While you certainly can do this so that you can still see quite well, I wouldn't recommend driving as it does obstruct your peripheral. When your eyes are shaped and dry, very, very gently paint them using the same colors you used on your face. You will probably need to layer several of the paints and pigments to get it just right. Next, fill your room with glitter and regret. I'm using this glitter adhesive randomly around my face and then brushing on several different color glitters all over myself. Hey man, fair's gotta sparkle. I know, I'll never learn from the green glitter mistake. But to be honest, it's the big chunky glitter you gotta watch out for. This really fine glitter dissipates within like a month, which is pretty fast. You know when you come back from a day at the beach and you take off your bathing suit and sand is just like lining every edge of it and then more sand falls all over the floor? Yeah, that's exactly what happened after I finished this look, except with glitter. Okay, so once you're sneezing sparkles and questioning everything in life, shade the center of your lips with black and make those eyes a little creepier by dripping black paint out of the eye holes you got going on there. Time to accessorize. I painted my pointy ears with all the same colors. Now, since these do sit in front of the ear, you could easily add a bit more cotton and latex between them and your actual ear to blend it really well. I left them like this since I was removing it all right after filming anyway, and since I knew my wig would cover it up mostly, but it's very easy to stitch together for a full night out if you want to. Add a wig, add your headdress, put on whatever outfit suits the look, and you are an eye-catching scary fairy. If you live for the gore in Glam&Gore, please give this video a like and share it. If you're a brand new zombie, welcome to the family. Click that subscribe button to get updated as soon as the next gore tutorial is up. Love you, bye. I wonder how much glitter's in my lungs right now. I got no bloops in me.
You have 0 minutes left.
You have 0 minutes left. We all have 0 minutes left, because this tutorial is over. That was my ear. I am not funny today. I'm gonna stop trying to make funny happen. Yes, I am. Right now. Goodbye.